Good morning, YouTube. And you know what I do? It's game two playoff losers. And this one, the New York Knicks, the Denver Nuggets. And where do I start? And the games are kind of similar. These are two of the series that I'm compelled to watch, if I must admit, because I think these series are intriguing that either team could win. There's only about three series that I'm interested in. It's those two plus Houston and Golden State, because I'm going to be curious about strategy and stuff. And I mean, if I'm going by the eyeball test. Now, Detroit could easily been up 2-0. And then New York could probably be up 2-0 if they could have made a comeback. They couldn't. But Dennis Schroeder came up big. Cade Cunningham balling and showing what he made of. They just got to figure out how to hold on to leads. They got to stop doing meaningless turnovers and bad fouls. They're doing a good enough job where if they working Brunson on the other end on defense, Josh Hart and Cat was off. So if the Knicks aren't hitting that three ball and they're kind of stagnant, then this is why the Pistons can win this series, because the Knicks have to have a high volume of shooting and scoring to try to offset. They don't have what we call customary low post or easy buckets per se. So this kind of series, the longer it goes, it works in Detroit's favor because they are controlling the tempo. They just blew that first game. But if you think about it, they've been controlling the tempo. They pretty much have dictated, the situation. And they're not a good matchup for the Knicks. That's one of the things I emphasize watching some of these things unfold. Because there is a position or two or possession or two where you see it unfold. And this is not a good matchup. The Knicks are being exposed, and they better split in Detroit, because if they lose those two games, they're going to have a hard time. Because the Pistons have to be able to keep the ball in front of them. Cade Cunningham can explode anytime they want. And if he gets his dime game up and then get the others going, that's a problem for the Knicks. So the Pistons have to utilize that, and they can keep it where they can hang and maintain. I like their chances. I still say it's a long series, but I think the Pistons is a favorable series for them. The Knicks are just, sometimes with Tibbs rotations and playing the same way, it tears to wear thin. And then their defense has got to give up a lot. And they're banking on a high volume offense. That's what they're hoping. But this is going to be a battle. As for the Clippers and the Nuggets, well, I tell it all the time. Kawhi Leonard is like that folklore hero that you heard about. Was it a man? Was it a myth? But when it comes to reality, it's like that dude could be that dude. This guy, when he's healthy and on his game, he's the dude you don't want to have to face. And I'm going to tell it again. He belongs in the same conversation with Steph Curry, LeBron James, and Kevin Durant, and James Harden for the last 10, 15 years as one of the best players. And he can hang in any era. And I tell this all the time. All due respect to Giannis, if he doesn't leave Toronto and stays over there, Giannis might not win that chip, because Kawhi Leonard in Toronto was a strong fit. That's another video another day. But the way they played, and Nick Nurse is probably missing. But look at what Nick Nurse went from him to Joel Embiid and Paul George. So I ain't got to say more about that. As for Denver, Jokic was flopping and acting and missing free throws, and the Nuggets just don't seem to make any stops. Same problems they had with Mike Malone. Same ways of losing close games. They can't seem. They did win the first game, but it's those chippy games that they don't seem to pull out, that they're banking on some miracle comeback. There are no easy wins. Yes, Jokic is a walking triple-double. He puts up high numbers, and I know his fanboy club gonna come at me and go, "Oh, see, he should be MVP because he puts all of them." I said, "Yeah, but you don't win. You're not dominant. You're a stat pad machine, and you're like an ATM machine that works 24/7, but you're not giving any receipts. You're taking the money in, but you're giving out more. They have to figure out a way to, they don't want to get into it. This is gonna be a battle of a series. This is gonna be a battle-tested series." And I may even make a bold prediction, because I tell you, whoever wins this series, they're going to be double tough next round. And these two, this is a heavyweight fight. And if Kawhi Leonard, don't let Kawhi Leonard beat Jokic, because then it proves what I'm saying about, his kind of dominance is another level. So, the Nuggets got to figure out a way not turn the ball over holding leads, and stop making every game like a knit tight quick tight, because they gotta have some easy games and they never do. And you're squandering Jokic and you're squandering whatever Jamal Murray's doing. They just don't get enough of their big. And like I said, they are what I call a step off type of team. They are a step away from being a team that's got a front size court with all the bench that they got, Braun and you got Westbrook and all that. They have to rely on it something to balance them out, but they don't have a lot of room for error. And this is a good example, So this is going to be a long series. There are no easy wins if you're Denver, and it's going to be a long series. So the Nuggets and the Knicks are in for a long battle. They got the kind of teams that they're playing against. That's going to be a battle. They dealt the first round a tough round, because let me tell you something, Detroit and the LA Clippers, those are the kind of teams that give you headaches, and they can exploit you. And when they get you back at home, we're going to see what the other teams are made of. We're going to see what the Knicks are made of, and we're going to see what the Nuggets are made of. So this interesting that this is probably two of the games I look most forward to seeing, because I see a lot of it could go either way. And the teams like Detroit and the Clippers, and they're peaking at the right time, that's problematic for you. Please like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear, watch out for another. Share it if you like. Hit the membership. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm out. Peace.